My name is Iona.
Hi, I'm Sharon. And she's Frankie.
She's Frankie. Sorry.
It took 3 goes. Welcome to another video where this is our channel. We're guesting, we talk about our challenges and our projects that we set ourselves and each other. It's mostly sewing related, but there's food involved.
And wine. We've had wine, which hit me harder today than usual. So
every Thursday we have dinner. There's always food involved. There's always wine involved. Sometimes there's more food than wine. Sometimes it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Essentially, we're drinking wine and we're going to talk about our challenges. So what we do is we have a bag of challenges. It's over there, so I'm pointing over there. It was originally designed as you moved it, it's on the shelf. It was originally designed as a sewing projects challenge bag. So we pull out themes from the bag and they're sewing challenges. But sewing takes a while, so it's kind of escalated, and there's food challenges in there now too. Well, there's not food challenges, we just use the themes to do dinner.
It's the same thing, yeah. Although Jack has put some in there that are food related. So
I know, but then there will be sewing challenges. So when you pull out a challenge from the bag, it's either for food or sewing or both. So we've had dinner based on the challenges that we pulled out from last week.
Yes.
And then we will talk about what we've been sewing this week, if anything. And then we'll pull out some challenges for next week.
Yes. Okay.
And that's what we're going to do today.
Oh, that was the whole agenda and I didn't pay attention.
And that's what I'm dealing with.
We start with food.
Yeah. So from last week's challenge, I drew Maine and I had Namora. Namora is a Marvel comic book character who is, there was a word for it.
Marvellous. Oh, sorry.
No, that's not a word. She's aquatic, she's water-based. She eats raw fish and seaweed. Oh, yeah. So I thought from Uber Eats I would get sushi, which was all working swimmingly until I got here and Uber cancelled my order. So I went down the road and we got fish and chips. So we've had fish and chips for dinner. And it was okay. I mean, it was cooked fish and no seaweed, but there are seaweed rice crackers. So I still win. Yeah.
And the fish and chips are good.
Yeah, the fish and chips are good.
It's like 4 doors down and it's good. So.
I think fish and chips is good. The problem I have with fish and chips is I always feel a little bit queasy afterwards.
Yeah,
so
me too.
That's what I'm. Yeah, a little bit queasy now, but
greasy reality of fish and chips is not as good as the fantasy.
Yeah. Anyway, but then for dessert we had. Your theme was
Jeremy Clarkson's. What's it called?
No, it was Clarkson's Farm.
Clarkson's Farm. Oh yeah, Clarkson's Farm. Jeremy Clarkson. Yeah. Which was wow, very interesting. So I looked up Clarkson's Farm, and here's a shop called Diddley Squat. I didn't realise he was a pig farmer, which now explains why that shop was all about bacon. Even the menu for the cafe is all about bacon. They had one sweet thing listed when I looked, and it was blackberry jam. So I thought I'd make, because Jack had suggested eaten mess, so I figured there must be something in that. So eaten mess, but I couldn't find blackberries in the supermarket, so it was with boysenberries. And then I thought, in my infinite wisdom, I'd try making brown sugar meringues, which didn't come out like meringues. They were like little stodgy marshmallows. You could think they were an overcooked pavlova. They tasted fine in the dessert.
They were delicious. They did look a little bit like cow poo.
Well, yes.
Which is what
I put them on, and I just assumed that when you spoon them on and they look a little bit like the poo emoji, I thought that they'd sort of flatten themselves out when they were cooking or something. It didn't happen. They ended up being marshmallowy poo emojis, and so then I, in my infinite wisdom, thought I'd cover them with chocolate to make it better. It doesn't. It just makes them...
It kind of works for a farm. It was delicious.
When you said it, I hadn't thought about that. All I was thinking about was that my meringues were a disaster, so... So we had little chewy, little pavlova-y things with boysenberries and cream, which was the best bit.
It was delicious. It was very rich. We've talked about this off camera quite a bit. It was very rich. But I did think it met the theme better than my fish and chips did.
But remember that the fish and chip, the Namora thing was put in there because Jack put a whole bunch in there that could be fish and chips because he wanted fish and chips.
Well, he got what he wanted.
He got not in the way that he intended.
My salmon sushi never arrived. Anyway, okay.
So that's our food challenge for the week. There's a photo somewhere.
Oh, it's probably already been in.
Okay.
Okay. So then, sewing wise, how have you gone this week? What have you achieved?
I have. I need to stand up again. I've cut out. Had that patchwork fabric.
Yes.
We took a photo of that last week. And I've cut out this dress, which is not what we were expecting. We were expecting a jacket.
Oh yeah, we've gone. Okay.
So this dress, which is Simplicity S9104 from the 1960s. I don't know whether that's the wine or my eyes. No. It's under the short sleeved one with the collar.
Is it a fully lined dress?
This the pattern isn't, but it will be. You can see it on the couch.
I know, that's why I asked.
It will be lined. That's probably why I've left it for a day or so because I'm a bit scared. But I'm more scared of the collar because the collar, when you look at it, there's a wrap around the neck for very elegant rah. And then I was thinking, actually, I thought that all of these garments had a zip down the back, and sure enough, I got up at 3 o'clock in the morning when I had zoomies and looked, and yeah, it's split at the back.
Okay.
So I'm not certain about how that's going to look. I think I might end up hand stitching it down at the back or something. And
okay.
Yeah.
I can't offer you any advice. I can say read the instructions slowly, but we just look at the pictures, so then we've got to work it out.
Well, I think maybe if I might see if I can put the zip down the side instead and do the collar as one piece because I prefer that.
But will it go over your head?
Well, it's a wide neckline.
Okay.
But these are all the questions we have to answer. Yes, I had thought about that. Okay. Will it go over my head?
I thought I was being super smart.
Well, we'll do. If I don't blow dry too aggressively because my hair's a bit big first thing in the morning.
So what have I done sewing wise this week? I don't know. I can't remember what I got up to last week, but I have finished my I cut out 2 Largo tank tops, and I think last week I had them cut out, but I hadn't sewn them. But I've finished them both. They are very quick sews, so especially if you don't screw them up. Like the second one, I didn't screw up. I was worried about the red one being too small, but it's not. The blue one's actually too big. But that's okay. So I've got my tank tops. I've worn them both once, and now they're in the wash cycle. They're very comfortable, nice. And then I thought what I really want is a new presentation tracksuit, because I have one presentation tracksuit and all my other tracksuits I've been wearing around the house to do like cleaning and stuff. And
do you need to explain what a presentation tracksuit is?
It's a tracksuit that you can wear outside of the house and not look like you grew up on a farm and that you're living on a farm. So I had one and I used it for cleaning out the deck and doing a whole bunch of outside work, and it got bleach all over it. So it's kind of like a tie-dyed one now, but that one's got a hole in it. So I think I'm pushing the limits of how far I can wear it. So I cut out some, so I had, in my stash, I had some fabric that was tracksuity material. So I cut out some track pants, and then there was still heaps left over. So I cut out a tracksuit top, and there were still heaps left over. So I cut out another top, and there were still heaps left over. So I cut out another top, and now I've used it all up.
Well, you've got 3 tops in the same fabric.
Yes. All slightly different tops, but
okay.
So that's all good, because the fabric.
That's the batch you were talking about.
Because the fabric was really wide, so you could get like a whole top, like the top and the front and the back out of one piece, and then you just needed the sleeves. So then I was doing so I sewed the tracksuit pants. They were quite quick to do on Sunday because they're the same pattern I used for my pajama pants. Yes. So I whipped them up, but the other day, I had to go back in and make the elastic shorter because for some reason I make all my pants too big. So I just need to hem them and they'll be good. And then I was doing some batch sewing because I had them all kind of lined up, and I thought, right, rather than doing one at a time, I'll just do all the sleeves, and then I'll just do all the tops, and then I'll just do bits. So I did all the sleeves, and and then at the end of yesterday, I was trying to put it all in. I was like, I have no idea which sleeves go with which. So
I saw that coming.
There's a lesson. So I now have I have 3 sets of sleeves and 3 sets of bodies, torsos. I just had to figure
That
out
was
which one
like
goes with
watching
which.
a car crash in slow motion. I knew where we were going. And so I always do mine in numerical order and I pin them on the dummy as I go. But I don't do full garments at once.
At some point, I think I knew this was going to be a problem because I was keeping the sleeve pattern attached to the sleeves. And then I forgot about that and I was being all tidy and I was putting the pattern pieces away as I went. And then at the end of the day, I just had this pile of like bits that had been sewn together. So I don't know which one goes with which anymore. So
that's the problem. You're too tidy.
we couldn't. Yeah. I also had a cat who was insisting on knocking things off. So there were some issues. So we will see what we end up with. But at the end of the day, if nothing else, I'll have at least one top there. One top that probably matches.
But it would be the fabric must have some give, right?
Yeah, and they're all big four patterns that I'm using as well. So I figure it's mostly the same block, so it should be okay.
Yeah,
it just kind of
because then really the only problem was the fit and the shoulder. But if it's fabric with a bit of give, that's
and there's heaps of give in it, so it'll be fine. Yeah. I think it'll be fine. I just thought it was quite funny that I got myself into such a tangle.
I totally agree. I think it's hilarious. I think it's hilarious.
It's hilarious that you saw it coming. And at some point I saw it coming too. I just didn't hit that point for long enough to prevent it.
I guess I wasn't expecting the epilogue where you said I was tidying as I went, and then I could see what you'd done, and that would never happen to me because I wait until right at the end and then bundle all my patterns together. That's what they look like that. But
I have this thing where I like to it seems like it's progress or tidying when I put the pattern pieces away with the pattern. So I like to get that done. But then I like to cut out a whole bunch of stuff at once because that's tidying my stash because the fabric's coming out of my stash. It's a circular process.
It's too complicated. My patterns only end up bundled the way they are because when I do the garments, because they've got multiple pieces, at the end of it, I bundle all the pieces together so I can go to the ones that I've used and go, I just need to find the pants, and all the pants pieces are in that one bundle, and all the top pieces are in that one bundle. But they're not ironed or folded flat or put into little sleeves, and they're not in any sort of
alphabetical order.
I wouldn't look. I don't think when I go looking for patterns, I remember what I've got when I'm on my way. I knew I had this one. I was looking specifically for this one. And I found half a dozen more that I'd forgotten I had. I
get annoyed with myself when I realise I've got patterns that I haven't taken a photo of, so they're not on my photo album on my phone. Okay, shall we move on for dinner?
Yes, we should move on. Shall we move on to dinner next? Oh, yes, okay, that's call to action for me. So,
I like that you just repeat what I'm saying like I'm a genius, but you're just trying to work out what it is.
I've got no idea what's going on.
So we've got these ones. These are quite see-through though, so...
I haven't even finished my wine.
Neither. Okay. You have to pick one because I can see what they are. Because see-through.
Sorry.
It's okay.
It's I got mine, and it's the pen, marker pen on the yellow.
Yeah, yellow paper, black pen.
Oh no! Can we edit that out?
Oh, we could. We'll leave that.
Damn.
That's what happens.
What's the bribe? Do I get to bribe you for that? Have you seen people on TV trying to bribe people, presenters, to not show a particular bit? He'd try to get that really hard one that Jack threw back earlier.
I just got a green post-it, and I think there might be a Jack one, so I put it back. Okay.
Oh
no! What have you got first?
Little Richard.
Is that your writing? Did you put that in? Okay.
I know, but I would have been thinking about the marvellous suits he wore as he sang.
I got Hoxo artist.
And I don't know what that is.
Well,
that's my handwriting though, isn't it? And Little Richard had jabbos and he had marvellous eyeliner. I bet you I just wanted to have a go at that eyeliner. Is that my handwriting?
Of course, not mine, and it's not Jack's.
Okay, what's Hoxo artist?
Hoxo artist. We can put a text up, and I'll do some googling to find out because I got starter for Hoxo artist.
I'm curious now.
That's okay. Cheese and crackers. There's no starter that can't be solved without with cheese and crackers.
I thought Google won't cooperate. Oh.
Okay.
Oh. Hawks.
While she does that, that's probably going to be about it for us today because we haven't been doing a lot of sewing. Next week, we will have probably, hopefully, another fabric unboxing for the... It's such a long, complicated title for the... Based on the outfit that I was wearing at the time that I drew the last challenge, there's a new fabric box coming, so that'll be next week. And then the week after that, we'll be into the March roundup and April plans. So...
When I Google images of a Hoxo artist, okay, there's a whole bunch of words. But there's wine bottles. It's
okay.
a particular kind of art.
Well, we will sort that out. You are completely oblivious to the fact that we've wound this up when we're about to say goodbye.
Oh yeah, I wasn't listening. Sorry. Okay, I've lost the paper clip.
It's right there.
Oh.
Okay.
Oh, so you've done all the wrap up.
Yes, and I've told you what we're doing next week, so we have to watch the video to find out.
That's how I find out most things. Yeah. No. All right. Okay. Love you lots. Bye-bye.
Bye.